It's a big and often scary world out there, but you know what would make it just a little bit better? Having compassion.
Oh, gross. I thought he was gonna say NASCAR.
And while our big and lonely world will probably always feel big and lonely,
Yay!
our video games don't have to because of a little thing called interconnective design. And I believe that interconnectivity drives some of the greatest games ever created and is delivered on 3 separate scales, through levels, through areas, and through worlds. So today, let's have a look at interconnective design in video games. First off, allow me to level with you. Well, I guess now his content's on a whole nother level. On a micro scale, these wrapping, warping levels often find themselves folding together through a central mechanic. And when thinking of interconnected level design, my mind immediately goes to that of the dungeons in Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. From Great Bay's water pipe system to Snowhead Peak's pillar, using a central mechanic to affect an entire level is a great way to connect the whole space with itself. One of the more surprisingly intricate levels I've trekked through though was held in Resident Evil 2, as it has many areas, all which display themselves in a very similar structure, as you are forced to journey through each space, pick up important pieces to the puzzle, and then find your way back in order to progress. It's shockingly similar to the dungeons in Legend of Zelda, as they're both designed around that central puzzle mechanic, which incorporates itself with the rest of the level. In the intermediate zone, we have that. And I don't know what that is, but damn, it's cool. We also have connection between areas wherein whole spaces interlock together through tunnels, elevators, and Metroidvania-like mechanics. There are many obvious examples of this, as games like Metroid Prime utilizes elevators to connect multiple different zones, but ultimately lacks a seamless nature, as this mechanic is more or less fast travel between worlds. The best iteration of this interconnection between areas is housed within a game that I talk about way too much, but I don't care. I'm gonna do it again. Hollow Knight is, in my opinion, the perfect Metroidvania, and that extends to its connection between areas. Yes, Hollow Knight has a fast travel system in the form of the stag stations, but hush now, Daddy's talking. The way each area of Hollow Knight's world clicks in with its others is incredible. I'll never forget falling down the Howling Cliffs and landing in the same way that the game started. I'll never forget gliding across the Blue Lake and somehow ending up back in the Forgotten Crossroads, the first major area of the game. It's all so magical and awe-inspiring, and it's really the only thing that even comes remotely close to the final game I'm going to talk about today. The weaving levels of Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne are all incredibly impressive, but what the original Dark Souls did for video games with its interconnectivity is so unlike anything else, as it took that connectivity from level design to world design. There are many moments that just left me floored, questioning how I ended up back at this place and connecting everything in such a manner that the world, which was at one point massive and untenable, turned into a very grounded and familiar place. From the get, Dark Souls allows you to go in multiple different directions while still giving you a general guideline. The many paths will take you to many places, from the Catacombs to Undead Burg, from the Valley of Drakes all the way to Blighttown. The map of Dark Souls is an intricate puzzle of interconnecting pieces wherein none stray too far from the center. Connecting Undead Parish to Firelink Shrine for the first time is this seminal moment in all of gaming. It is this realization that the world doesn't extend meaninglessly outward into the abyss, but rather that it goes up and across and through, and that it folds and feathers its parts. It's incredible, it's mystical, and it's unreplicable. There has been no game like Dark Souls. Not even its children can match its intricate design. It's been 13 years, and it still sits alone atop the mountain. While the design of the world of Dark Souls is the best in terms of interconnectivity, many other games have that connective tissue on a smaller but just as important scale. From Hollow Knight and its conjoining areas to Resident Evil with its dungeon-like police station, this interconnectivity makes these worlds feel lived in, makes them a joy to piece through, and ultimately creates some of the most immersive experiences in all of gaming. But wait, I didn't forget to do my patrons because I'm doing them right now. A huge patron thanks to Avon, Mr. Kairu, I Want an Apple, Bandwagon, Nickel Simba, Spider-Man on my new PS5, and our brand new awesome amazing patron, Johnny Hammerstick. You guys are the best, and if you are a patron, you get a special patron kiss, which is gonna happen right now, so if you're not a patron, click out right now. All right, now the patrons.